Aww.
Live from the fashionable north side of Racine, Wisconsin.
You fucked it up already. Way to
It's
go.
a podcast. Yeah, but you know what?
Let's start again. All right, let's start that again.
Listener warning. Everything about this podcast is offensive and often stupid.
Live from the fashionable north side of Racine, Wisconsin. It's a podcast that wants to play with your joystick and press all your buttons. It's Guys, Games, and Beer!
Yay! Euphemisms.
Yay!
Wow,
I was
so excited.
a little turned on by
I'm
the
very
intro.
tired.
Okay, so
Worked on that.
let's start.
very turned on.
Because I've been waiting for the last 20 minutes to open the darn thing up. Let's start with the show beer tonight. So, we've actually reviewed Point beers before, and as I've said, and Larry disagrees with me on this, Point's a hit or miss brewery. I think I find that some of their beers are extremely good, other ones not so much. But I've seen this advertisement up in Milwaukee for it. Their little blue pills, or their little smiley blue pills, a.k.a. Smiley Blue, a Pilsner out of Point Brewery. It's a Czech style. As you guys know, I like my pills. So,
And you like to check them?
Well, to just because you just
my pills are my
I
pills are
think
blue.
they're. I think Point.
Yeah.
I think Point typically their straight Point beer. I don't care for very much, but their specialty beers tend to be fairly decent.
I think we've actually
And
had.
so this would be a specialty.
I
beer.
think we've had one of their specialty beers before, Nude Beach, and I think it didn't do that well in the old rating system, if I remember correctly. Just going to put that out there. So if you want to
Yes,
go back,
Alex Pills.
find the episode with Nude
But
Beach.
to be fair, that was a wheat. Who likes wheat?
That's true. Okay, that was a good point. It was a really sour wheat to boot.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we ready?
Let's give this a try.
Since you've been needing
Ooh, it smells good.
How does it
Wait,
feel?
palate clear. Shoot.
Ooh. Okay. That is a good pills. A little hoppy on the finish.
Tastes a lot like St. Pauli girl.
Try. Put that damn St. Paul. Put the girl down. Put the girl down.
I think it is. You know, it's Czech style.
Yeah, very
Pills.
much so.
But I think it's got a little bit of a bite, which I like.
It's got the hoppiness to it, which normally you don't get with a Czech style
Yeah.
pills. I gotta say that kind of surprised me that there was a hoppy finish on it. I know
That's
it's
like the trend these days. Just put hops.
I
in.
know, but,
Just
but
make it
it's not a heavy hop finish. But you can taste
No.
the hops at the end, which a lot of pills you got no hops at the end. You got the bite, you got the bite in the beginning, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Clean finish on your palate. This, and the more you drink it, it builds up there. You get that hoppy taste on your palate.
Why did they do that to beer?
Why?
Hoppy.
It's not overly hot.
It's not.
It's not overly hot.
I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad beer, but I wouldn't drink it.
I mean,
I don't think I'd drink it either.
Where people
To
are
me,
buying.
I'm drinking it at first, like before you get the hops. I'm just like, is there anything there?
But that's a pills. It's a clean beer to start with, and it's weird because normally you don't get that finish with that hops, and here you got that finish with that
We'd
hops.
have another hoppy session beer.
I liked it.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's pretty good for what it is.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's not something
guy.
it's not something you'd run out and get.
Yeah, and like again, it's
Something I just walk
nothing.
past
I'd say,
anyway.
oh,
I
hey,
was
this
already
is an
out.
interesting flavor, or like
But they do get points for name. Little blue pills or smiley blue pills. In this case, blue pills are. Always take the blue pill. Just
And I like
say.
the happy
Yeah,
little
just
star.
say. Remember Neo? Take the fucking blue pill, okay? Look what happened to poor Neo.
I'm gonna go back to my crummy lie. I'm taking the red pill. Oh,
So,
all right.
All right, let's
Ladies and
finish our
gentlemen.
vote.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I'm giving it a thumbs up.
I wouldn't say full fledged all that.
No thumbs downs, but 4 or 5.
Got it?
I would say it's one worth try. Again, if you like a pills, it's not a bad pills. The hoppy finish might throw you a little bit at first, but it's not bad.
I don't know if you can get it outside of Wisconsin.
Point? I think Point is available outside of Wisconsin.
this beer represents?
out
Let's assume maybe
out of
Minnesota.
Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Yeah. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it's
that was that was
mid-state,
New
so-
Glarus that bar in Minnesota got in big trouble for. Some bar was running across the line, buying barrels of New Glarus, bringing them back to the bar. They got like a federal. They broke some federal law by doing that, and they were in.
That's
a
basically
bitch-
just
That's our
moonshine.
a
on it.
shitload of. Yeah, they was serious. It was like 2 to 7 years in jail for it. It was like
That's our
what
It's
for
basically-
bringing beer across the state line because New Glarus you can't get in Minnesota and it's a good beer.
That's ridiculous.
It's an okay beer.
That's
Okay,
got,
it's a
I
good
bet
beer. Okay,
that's
it's
got to
okay.
be. That's got to be like turn of the century.
I think we should keep people's expectations low because then when they drink it, they're like, okay, this is pretty
A
good.
good, yeah.
But if
all
you keep
right.
hyping it up, it's just like
All
it's. I mean, it's. I don't know. I drink
Okay,
a lot of beer.
I think
All
there's
right.
better point beers.
Yeah, there's better point beers.
There are better point beers, most definitely. I have to
Yeah.
agree with you on that as well. All right, so Rob, now that we've really kind of beaten that poor beer to death, what is the actual topic tonight? Oh, hey, part two.
Yeah, this is part 2.
Part 2 of what?
This is part 2 of the the consoles that never were vaporware consoles.
The second almost coming.
This is the second volume in a 3-volume trilogy.
So we got, you got the vapors. Come on, Mike.
Yeah,
you know you want to do it.
something
You
to
know
think
you want to
about.
do it, Mike. Mike's got
You
the
get
vapors.
it, bro. You vape.
Everywhere. You know, as we go through these, I thought of something the other day. We, like, at the end of it, if there should look at all the systems that we talk about, and is there any one system we wish had come out instead of a system that actually came out?
Ooh, all right. Well, man, that might be a good way to finish this whole three-parter
Yeah, I
up.
think we
Something
may
to
do
think
that.
about.
I
Yeah,
think that would
to
make a
think
nice finish up.
That would
Well,
make
I'm
a nice
not sure
finish.
any of
Okay,
the-
so
any of these systems would be
what's the
the
first system we're going to talk about tonight?
Are we doing it in order? I guess so.
Yeah, let's do it in order.
All right, so we're going to start with the Panther,
The Atari Panther.
which is actually a little bit thin because it gets kind of overlapped by its released brother.
The Jaguar.
Okay, but now I have to ask this.
The
So
Jag Bag.
what? Okay, so we know why Apple went with all these cat names. So do you know why Atari went with all the cat names eventually?
Because they're all the same goddamn people.
They didn't start with the cat names. I mean, if you think about it, all the previous systems
We're numbered.
were numbered systems, and all of a sudden they started going to these
Cats are
cat name
predatory.
systems.
Rich people like predatory cats.
It's
That's my theory.
True story I made up.
Okay.
No, actually, that
True
is
story.
true.
made up.
Go back.
It also sounded cool in
Apple?
the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple did all that.
Rich people, predatory people, and what do you call it? Murderers.
Serial murders.
Serial killers like predatory animals.
Oh, so that's
That's
why
like a thing,
why
so.
Atari went to it for the serial killer market.
Yeah, I think they probably.
That's a very large market for Atari.
Yeah, I
really
think they're going for the
breakfast kinda
serial
guy.
killer market. Okay. So,
What?
God damn it! Are we ever gonna get started?
No, Dad, no! Put the belt down!
Bad touch! Bad touch!
Like flashback.
PTSD. What's an Apple system that was
Snow Leopard.
All the OS.
Leopard.
Oh yeah, Lynx.
Lynx.
All their OSs.
Like pretty
That's
much all their
Fortune
OS.
X. Mountain Lion.
Yeah, Mountain Lion.
The Macintosh.
Oh no! They named their IS all their iOS systems were named after big cats.
Well,
Geek Things
no.
wants to know where the feet are.
no. Hey, but I mean, like, no, that was only in 10.
Show 'em,
So
Tom.
before 10, though, they were just numbered.
Yeah, they were number before.
Just like Atari. Coincidence?
Oh.
Or really,
Somebody
all
play
the
the
same
X-Files
people.
theme so I can say Illuminati confirmed.
oh god, they'd tag that in a second.
All right, yeah, they would.
The
too, actually.
Illuminati, you would tag?
Yeah,
Yeah, they would.
actually they
yeah,
would.
they would. All right, so Rob, talk about the Atari Panther.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that failed. Oh, not that failed system. That vaporware system.
Never existed. The Atari Panther was a 32-bit successor to the beloved Atari 7800. Atari 7800 wasn't beloved in its time, but it was later. It was scheduled for release in
Those who
1991,
know.
which would have put it in competition with the Super Nintendo. I typed Sega Dreamcast. That's Sega Genesis. Somebody wasn't paying attention.
Freudian slip.
Do you ever
Yep.
pay attention, Rob?
What?
Only when he's trying to talk.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
He doesn't. Never.
The Panther and Jaguar systems were both late 80 Atari's incentives or initiatives to define the next generation of video game systems, to bring Atari into the next generation when they had gotten their asses kicked in the last.
Didn't go so well, did it?
Yeah, I can tell I typed these at different times. It's, yep. It was one of two projects.
This one's in Russian.
Yes.
This one-
When did I learn Russian?
This is a hard one to research because nobody has a whole lot of information on it. It's one of two projects started for Atari from X Sinclair team, Flare Technology.
Oh, whoa, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
And they were originally responsible for the Flare 1 and the Conix multi-system, which we covered last week.
Oh,
Boy,
That's how you say
there's a
Iconics.
tie-in.
the Hall of Fail is going on.
Yeah, I guess so. Those guys really never got a system off the ground, did they?
You guys suck.
Yeah, they did, but...
They
All right.
did get a second gig, apparently.
How? I don't know.
All right, so the Panther was a little bit smaller than the later Jaguar, but it featured a front-loading mechanism similar to the NES. Some have described it more... Thanks. Some have described it as more of like a VCR loader type of thing, but there's no real good concept drawings except for one hand-drawn one, and somebody did a virtual
Yeah, they did a
one.
3D model on it.
Yeah, we were doing the 3D
I like
model
the fact
here.
that somebody actually 3D modeled a non-existent system.
It didn't.
That they
it
never
didn't
made a
actually
mock-up
pull it
of.
in, though. That wasn't the idea.
There's
They were
no
just pushed
commentary on whether that was
Yeah.
true or not,
Yeah.
which way it went. One of the people who actually apparently was designing it described it as a VCR mechanism, but again, that's hearsay because almost everything about the system is hearsay except for some of the specs, which, let's talk about them real quick, about the guts of this thing. It used the Motorola 68000 processor running at 16 megahertz.
Wait, what year was this again?
This is it was going to release in 1991, and it was designed in 1989.
Oh, it's designed in 1989. Okay,
Think about who it was competing with.
Yeah, no.
The SNES.
Yeah, no. That's fine.
Wasn't it one of those
right.
Motorola's
This
and
is
Amigas?
this is right. All
Yeah.
of them were. So yeah, no. The fact that it was 89ish, 90ish, that makes sense. This is the early 90s.
Right.
So.
Had a custom Ensoniq processor called Otis with 32 sound channels. Ensoniq, if you don't know, was famous in the time for their sound quality.
Gotcha.
They did the sound for the Apple IIGS in
3DO
conjunction
as
with
well
Bose.
too. Didn't they do the 3DO system? For some
They
reason,
may have.
for some reason, I want to say Sonic
We
did
didn't
the
cover
3DO.
the 3DO. We got to cover the 3DO.
Yeah, but that was not a failed system. Okay, wait a minute. That was not a vaporware system. It was a very failed
We're going to
system.
cover it in another deep dive down the line.
fail.
Deep down
Called
the line.
Damn You Failed.
Why not the CDI?
Oh, wait, I got one of those. That
After
was a failed
exciting
too.
interviews coming up and MGC, but carry on.
Yeah.
Heck with that. Video hardware. They did not specify what video hardware it was using, but it could do 8,192 colors from a palette of 262,144 colors.
That's one hell of a number.
It could display
Numbers are hard.
65,535 sprites of any size simultaneously. This architecture was later used in the Atari Jaguar, so it's very possible it's basically the same chipset. I'm going to get it for that comment, probably. 32K of RAM,
You could have just
unconfirmed.
used similar.
30,
You got away with it.
64K in ROM. And it had a stereo headphone jack, much like the Sega Genesis, apparently. Interesting fact. The controllers that were created for the Panther were later scavenged for use on the Atari Jaguar, so they'd have been pretty bad.
They also
They're
scanned
not-
some other stuff too.
But that said, I've used a Jaguar controller. You do adjust to it. It's really not that bad. It's stupid, yes. But it's really not that bad. The control feels good. You control things really well with it. It just has a lot of buttons in stupid places. But the main three are in the right place.
We were just talking. There's a lot worse controllers, aka ColecoVision controllers.
Yeah, we were just talking about
How
those.
bad those are. They are just.
There's worse controllers out there.
Oh
sure.
no, I know. Oh, there's
Most of
worse
them
than
came
that.
out for the
But
Atari
let's be honest.
2600.
Let's be honest. The ColecoVision controller sucked ass.
Yeah.
That sure can make and break.
They were a leather company. What do you expect? Like, fucking. Thank you. Like
They
you
make
can only
belts and
expect
shit.
so much. Like you're lucky the controller wasn't a belt that you got beat with.
A little bit.
Dad, put the belt away.
A little
I had
bit
to
of
bring it
bondage, maybe. I
It
could
just-
have
it just
expected
comes
from a
out-
leather
Yeah,
company.
yeah,
Just saying.
exactly.
It whips out it whips out. It's like game.
Fun
over.
fact: ColecoVision made chiller. No, I made that up. It's American game.
But you know what though? Even so, those
I'm really curious.
the
Someone has
controller can make or break a system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that particular controller would have broke it. I think with good games, that was a good enough controller. It was better than...
Look at the
Bondage
N64
here.
Yeah, that's not
controller.
what. That's not what killed
To
the
the
Jaguar.
internet I go.
No,
And
it was
it's
the
what killed the
Jaguar.
7800.
It came out too late.
Exactly.
No, I don't think that's what killed the 7800.
I
either.
think it is.
Coming out 4 years too late.
Yeah, that's what killed the 7800.
No, the controller I think was more solidly built than the Genesis controller. No hate in Sega people, but it's a better constructed controller. It was
Right.
It showed mature construction, which the Genesis really didn't show in its
Especially the
controllers.
original one.
Yeah, it was really
When they had the
crappy.
6-button configuration,
Though
and stuff,
that was
it was
Yeah,
a little,
but
more, little more ergonomic.
Right, and a lot more robust.
And better plastic.
Yeah, exactly. It was more
lot of
robust.
things.
The original ones were really chintzy made.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
God,
weren't
yeah.
well made.
I dropped my
I-
original on the ground. I'm like, oh, did that hit the ground? It didn't sound like anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not lying. It just
no, it's true. That's true. No,
Are
you're
there
right.
parts working in there?
Yeah, Rob's right. They used a much cheaper, lighter plastic on the original ones. When they came to the 6-button ones, they had started using the heavy ABS plastic, and it was a much better quality construction.
Yeah. So Atari did have that in their court. It really wasn't the worst controller. It's goofy looking, but not really that bad.
No shortage of goofy controllers.
Known games that were going to be
No,
released
God.
for it were
Oh,
Cybermorph,
God.
which was later put onto
Onto the Jaguar. That's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, no, there's a
Trevor McFern, the Crescent Galaxy again.
On
and,
the Jaguar, yeah.
Raiden, which is popular at that time and would have looked wonderful on it.
Shooter.
shooter, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
really popular.
It's a
shooter.
big popular shmup. One of the
right.
one of the classics.
Vertical flight
Yep.
shooter
Ah,
with upgrades.
Bullet Hell and
Yeah, the Panther was scrapped when it was decided that the Jaguar project was a more viable project.
It's interesting that they were developing two at once. And again,
Well-
from the sounds of it, there seemed to be
These
similar
were-
spec.
Well, the
Yeah.
reason why
Alright.
is originally the Jaguar, they were planning both, but one was supposed to come out like 2 years or 3 years before the Jaguar,
Right.
and the Jaguar project was being accomplished quicker than they anticipated.
Exactly.
Oh.
That is exactly what happened. The Jaguar, but in my opinion,
I did research.
you
good
did.
job. In my
I
opinion,
thought the slogan would have came in.
they made a huge mistake. I think that was Atari's big mistake because if the Panther had been released, it could have done serious damage. It was more powerful than a SNES.
Yeah.
It was
It had much
arguably
better
better.
specs.
Yeah, it had better hardware. I think it would have been easier probably to code for unless they really screwed up on the graphics. I mean, the Jaguar did, but that's because they were doing that weird crap with. Apparently they were doing some weird crap with 3D here too.
But yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
I think that if it would have come out in 1991, it would have at least gotten a sizable audience and been able to carry Atari to the point where maybe they could have made a better Jaguar and maybe would have survived. I think that this was a bad executive decision for them to make. I really think that this is a system, even more, maybe not more than the 7800, but it was kind of their last best chance of getting out there. But by the time the Jaguar came out, Atari wasn't a name anymore. They'd been gone for about 5-6 years in a gamer world.
I would agree
That's
with
a
that,
generation of gamers. That's a generation of gamers.
Yeah.
who came
That's when the
into
SNES
age.
and
Right.
Genesis
Right.
came in.
Exactly. And filled that open market.
Maybe you knew them from a few game titles you might have liked.
But
Right.
the other thing you have
But
to
that's
consider
it.
too, this is pre like major internet availability, so people aren't spreading word and stuff. It's
No.
word out, and people are like, "What the hell are you talking about? What's an Atari?" Unless you had an old one that was sitting in like your grandparents' basement, you'd be like, "That old thing."
Which every
So-
well,
So
1991.
This gives us a
Your
good
father
reason.
had to
Hold on a
use
sec.
an imagination.
1991. The Atari 2600 was still in production.
Yeah, so you still.
So they definitely
they
could've
had, they
still
had all
picked one up.
those little mini.
And the
micro ones come out.
7800 stayed in production for a few years as well. Another system that just tragically, if it would have came out when it was supposed to come out, would have saved Atari.
Yeah, like I said, 4 years
Just
too
would
late.
have.
4 years too late.
It was an amazingly powerful machine for the
could've
time. It
dropped
should have
to
been
50.
released.
So the
Could've
company
dropped
that
to
took its
5200.
place, Sega, did the exact same thing.
I know.
Exactly.
Coincidence?
Oh, man.
Play the X-Files scene! Play the X-Files
It's much like the pattern of hire another company to develop your next system, telling them to take a hike, and then they just release it and crush you with it.
Yeah.
That is correct.
And they're just like poking you, like,
Again,
There's so many coincidences.
Yeah.
I think we need a multiverse machine so we can find out the other worlds.
Right,
where-
yeah.
It's the multiverse.
Screw that. The first thing I'm doing with like a multiverse machine is I'm watching the second season of Firefly. Damn it.
All right, good call.
I still think that the alternate
That or
history
murder George Lucas, whichever.
where Commodore won the computer wars in
yeah.
the late '80s would be like a worst case scenario. This would have been
yeah,
catastrophic.
Bought
Netflix has
Microsoft,
that.
bought Apple.
What's that?
Yep.
The Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, you're right. There it is. That's exactly what happens. All of a sudden, there's swastikas everywhere. The Japanese are running the West Coast. You're done. By the way, great series.
I know,
If
I
you
want it.
haven't watched yet, Man in the High
And
Castle.
Commodore
It's based
Rules.
on a Philip K. Dick short story. Oh, it is a fucking awesome.
No, because it goes on love story. Like every stupid American show. It would have been cool if it would just been like, yup, there's Japanese, there's the Nazis. This is totally way off topic, and I can see Ron gaining wrinkles from this. It's great. Tiny kids.
He's getting kind of angry because we're off
He's pulsating.
topic.
Yeah,
No, I'm trying to not say anything about the whole American
Love story.
love story thing.
Okay, yeah.
Because,
All right. So,
yeah, it's bullshit. That's all I'm going to say.
It is.
Enough with
There's
that.
no love story on Pearl Harbor.
Bomb love ship.
Actually, shouldn't it be like plane love ship?
there's a lot of Bobs that love the ships,
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
Oh,
It
just
might
lost
be
a
wearing
listener right there.
One
Finally
really
looks
angry
at the
90-year-old man.
Asian Pacific.
After the 10-second delay, they're like, "Oh, you sons of a bitches."
There's 3 known prototypes to exist at this time.
Okay, so wait a minute. You only have a picture. There were actually 3 prototypes.
There's 3 prototypes, but what they look like is a box.
All right. So they never really produced any kind of production at all.
It was really just,
Geek Thing says, if you don't believe in love, then what's the point of living?
porn.
It was a quote, but I missed who the quote was
We're
from
all
because it popped off
dead
the screen.
inside.
That's probably true.
What do you mean, probably?
Purify it with alcohol.
That's
Good
right.
idea. Kill it! Kill it!
Kill
Those
those
emotions. Kill it quickly.
Like
Oh,
the
so-
rabbit. Oh, sorry.
I know the fate of one prototype, a Panther prototype. By the way, they look like boxes. That's as far as they got. They're
Yeah.
boxes with a couple of
So
ports
they
on them.
made working hardware.
Yeah, well,
Just shoved it in.
semi-
Right, yeah.
Not a production. This is.
Yeah, some basic.
Wouldn't run any really.
Should I say it?
Sure.
Yes.
Like the new Coleco?
Oh.
Dang, mic drop.
Put the mics on us
Too soon?
Too soon. Knock it over.
It can still happen. It can still happen.
Yeah.
I give him a
I
chance.
want to believe.
I kind of feel like that's what
You're all about
an
the
Elio
X-Files today.
is like too.
Yeah.
That was just a coincidence. I'm not even sure to do it.
They made 3 prototypes.
Or was it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be vaporware.
All right.
So anyway, that one was sold along with the liquidation of items of Atari Benelux at the Hobbytronic Electronic Fair in Dortmund, Germany.
Dork man.
Yeah, Dortmund.
This crap ended up in Germany too. That's another thing.
How much did it go for?
In the 90s, the Germans were buying
It didn't
a lot
say.
of
You know,
that
they
stuff.
tried to look that up, and it wasn't found. The date of the sale is also in question, but the prototype is indeed just a plain black box with some ports in it.
Yeah.
So, damn,
So
Just make a playback box with
we
a
will
phone.
never get a chance to play the Panther.
probably not.
Sex Panther.
We're
could buy
60%
And
Even
even
of
if
the
they
time.
did,
Every time.
all 3
Or
confirmed
Cougar.
games you can play on the Jaguar if you really want with the same damn controller. So
Yeah, you're gonna. Well, just if you want to know the Panther would have been play the Jaguar.
But I still think this to me is just such a sad sack case because Atari just so dropped the ball so many times. You just watch them over and over going, "Here's your last chance." No.
See,
You know?
again, you could take out Atari in that sentence and put Sega in it. It still
yeah,
rings
it's
true.
still the same thing.
Just like American Love Story, you're just like, no.
Actually, with Sega, a lot of it is if you could just not buy that extra corporate jet, Sega.
Yeah.
If you could just wait, don't spend that money. Oh, damn it, Sega. Quit.
No, don't, no. Oh, why did you invest in that? Oh.
So now we've got like match 3 games based on Shenmue. You know, I mean, that's what we're getting nowadays.
Yeah,
Oh, that hurt. I'm sorry.
Sonic
I
Rush
saw
was
the pain
good.
on your
Right?
face.
Sonic Rush was a good mobile game,
Wow, you did
and there's no
kinda-
changing
I
that.
did.
You did kind of.
Sorry, I saw the hurt.
Wow.
It's okay,
Wow.
man.
It's okay. It's okay.
You can throw this.
Safe
We
place.
love Sega here
Safe place,
too.
Travis. Go to your safe place.
All right, so next we have got the Amiga Walker.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Do you want to take a
Texas
break
Ranger.
after the Amiga Walker?
Yeah. Let's do that, and then we'll finish up with
And then we'll
this.
finish up with Travis
And
and
then
the
we'll do our
vote.
pick. Our pick.
Okay.
All right. So. Now, this is not a strict console. This is actually a computer that never came out. that being said, they actually did make working prototypes of it, though. So at the end, Commodore had been liquidated and their bones picked apart by various companies. Gateway tried to pick up the Amiga line, if you guys don't remember that.
I do
remember that.
I do remember that.
They owned it for a while, didn't they?
Gateway technically owned Amiga for a while.
What?
Did nothing with it. Oh, there was a lot of good intellectual property
There is a lot. Hey, can I go over that?
Yeah.
There is actually
I
some
have high
evidence to Microsoft visiting them
And killing it.
and killing it. That they actually were threatening them
That they
to
would.
not produce an Amiga because Gateway wanted out from under Microsoft's thumb.
So this is early 90s, 93-ish, 94-ish. Gateway buys the patents and so on from Commodore for the Amiga system. Gateway is like the number one PC producer in the United States. They were it.
They were the cow.
The cow box.
They were it. Oh, thank you. They were the cow box. They were shipping that all over the place. They had Best Buy. They were the PC to buy
They were the
in the early
gateway
90s. Dude. Yeah.
That's Dell.
Yeah, it was Dell. Never mind. But yeah. But yeah, no, that's it. So, but Gateway had the market down, and yeah, they picked it up, and there were really high hopes because here was a major PC manufacturer that went through the work of buying the Amiga assets, and we're thinking, holy shit, we're gonna get really sweet Amigas, and no, I had not heard about that whole.
This is rumor. This goes firmly under rumor, but it was pretty well covered at the time. But it still could be 100% rumor, but some of it did apparently come out of Gateway.
It makes sense.
Rumor did.
So
but
Gateway
it's
had
possible that it's all bull crap.
Gateway had a lot of licensing deals with Microsoft because they were licensing their own versions of that point of Windows onto their systems. So yeah, no, it makes perfect sense actually.
Well, and they probably got him in a deal and whatever.
And if you screw them up, you'll script.
But now, again, back to our march to death of various
of Commodore.
companies.
So Commodore
Where
now
exactly is Gateway now?
So yeah.
Guess they should have released an Amiga.
Actually, think about it. Like, if they actually released an Amiga, like, as a gaming console platforming.
They could have done that quite easily at that point.
People would have already known. Some people would have already known.
Oh god, and there were.
And then you know what? Another sad story. We could be having gaming
and here we go to the alternate universe again. Okay, so so Gateway decides not to, and a German company called SCOM picks up the right to Amiga. And this is about late 94, early 95. And they actually start developing Amigas. And again, high hopes again. We had our hopes dashed with Gateway, but oh my god, SCOM. And SCOM's a fairly big German electronics company, so we're thinking, fucking awesome. They got money, they're going, this is a great company. And they start working on a new Amiga. So at this time, the 1200 was the last Amiga released. So they start working on a new Amiga called the Amiga Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they came up with the Amiga Walker. Maybe it was this
Texas Ranger.
this odd-ass case they made for it.
I think it is, with the little footies on it.
Yeah,
that
it actually was a really unique design for a PC at the time. So they came up with this idea.
What do you mean at the time? That's still weird as hell.
Texas Ranger.
Let me see.
So they were working on developing this particular system
What the fuck?
in late 95, early 96. And they actually made two prototypes. The plus side of this one versus the original Amiga. So the Amiga 1200, the last one they made, had AGA chipset, was running a 68020 at 14 megahertz. This one was a newer chipset called, I think it was called Tony, Toni, sticking with their whole thing about using names for it. So the specs was new case design. That was one of the things that they got absolutely creamed for, okay?
All right, that's wrong.
What was it? What was
Big
it?
Things asked if it had tennis balls on its feet.
Oh my god, it does look
Kinda,
like an old
sorta.
lady's walker. Okay.
Texas Ranger.
So the new case design, I mean, people bought it, looks like Darth Vader's helmet, looks like a vacuum cleaner. I mean, they were trying to be innovative.
Looks like a head of a vacuum cleaner. Just
I know, they were trying to be innovative.
canisters.
But the specs on it were going to be great. For the time, it was going to be the 68030 at 40 megahertz.
The other thing about it is, now, I don't know if you can see that, if you can see it, and maybe it's not true, but it's a lot more compact than anything else that was going as far as the idea of Walker.
Texas
You could
Ranger.
probably
Take it places.
You can probably take it places.
Yeah. So FPU socket, but no FPU
I
included.
thought they named it because it's what happens to Amigas when they
And then
die.
when they die, yeah, they come back as walkers.
Texas Ranger.
All right. Real time on board, real time clock on board, which Amiga hadn't done to that point. It was going to have 2 megabyte chip RAM. I know they were saying. Some people think 1. No, they were looking at 2 megabytes on that for sure. 4 megabytes of fast RAM, which would have been, again, at the time, that was horrendous amounts of RAM for a system.
I knew it was a little bit smaller too.
So they were going to use, at the time, they were using a standard drill layout for the motherboard. So if you didn't like the case, they were going to sell the motherboard separately. You could buy your own motherboard without a case. And it would fit into any baby AT case, which was pretty damn clever too. I mean, let's be honest, the case is not for everybody. So that was kind of an idea.
Apparently it was for nobody.
Yeah, well, evidently. Came with a CD-ROM drive built in, and again, you guys have to remember...
It's early.
Early 90s CD-ROM drives are still running
Expensive.
hundreds and hundreds of dollars. MIDI, everybody's not sure about that, but MIDI would have been cool. And that would not hard to do. The Amiga was built with MIDI basically in mind, and there were plenty of MIDI interfaces available already, cheap and easy to add into the existing board.
What year was
I
this?
think I had a MIDI adapter.
Early 96, late 95, when they were working on this.
Yeah, so yeah, MIDI would
Cool, I was 4 years
fuck yeah.
old.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. I thought I had a MIDI adapter for my Amiga 500.
I bet you did. I still have it.
So-
I have a MIDI adapter. MIDI was really easy to do on the Amiga, so it would have been nothing to add it to the motherboard.
I think I hooked a keyboard to it.
External keyboard, yeah, of course. CPU, Zorro, PCI video slots, no problem. OS 3.2, because at the time we were only on OS 3.
man.
And something called the Super I.O. chip, which I could not find much about. So it was going to go on sale in September of 96. Yeah, that didn't last long, needless to say, because effectively SCOM went bankrupt, who owned Amiga as a subsidiary. The Amiga company was its own company, who promptly also went bankrupt, and that was it. Everybody went downhill again. So, one more time, our hopes were dashed. And again, the Amiga community was going through this. I mean, from when Commodore was finally going bankrupt, what was that, 93?
Oh my god, the Amiga ran every company bankrupt that ever owned it.
Yeah, it did.
God.
The only people who have actually done well with it are...
In fact, we should name it the
not
Monkey
Hyper-On.
Paw.
The what? The monkey.
The Monkey Paw. It is the Monkey
Texas
Paw.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Monkey Paw Texas Ranger.
So basically,
It's exactly Walker, Texas
You
Ranger, but
believe
with
it's
a
going
monkey.
to bring you good things.
Yes.
But it only ever brings you
Yeah, so
misery.
people hated the name so bad, a German magazine actually ran a competition to find a better name for it than Amiga Walker.
Texas
Monkey
Ranger.
SCOM went bankrupt. Amiga Tech Technologies fell.
Oh, wait, so we made this a drinking episode.
Every time you hear Texas Ranger, take a drink.
It's a little late for that. We're like near the end of this segment.
Rob can tag it on.
Watch it in reverse and then hear all
Yeah.
the satanic messages we have to say.
Texas Ranger.
So, yeah, again, so basically, one more time. But that being said, they actually did make 2 prototypes of it. One was sold, and both were sold to Peter, I can never pronounce his name.
Jackson.
No, Triscasio. This guy bought like bitch loads. He still literally was selling Commodore 1200s last year. He bought like pallets full of old Commodore stuff in Germany and put it into storage, and he sells. In fact, I think he's still selling new 1200s, and you can order a brand new 1200 in the box from him. He just bought a bunch of their stuff. A nice enough guy. I've heard good things about him. He was a German corporate head of Amiga, or I'm sorry, with Commodore or something. So he's got a bunch of their
It's
stuff.
gotta be
laying
an
around.
eccentric millionaire.
No, he's just some average schmo, you know. I mean,
But he's German, so he probably has a bunch
So,
of...
let's see. Wait, actually, I got one more picture
All these
of
French
the prototype.
Paintings and things I own. Weird.
So there are 2 prototypes.
What are these Swiss bank
One
accounts?
of them is actually here in the United States. That's the prototype of it. So it was a fairly far along system. The prototypes, this one is not 100% functional. They had some boot loop problems, but somebody did kind of get it working. It's slow as fuck, but that's only because the OS was still being developed on it. So it's kind of cool the fact that they were able to actually build a few prototypes.
And we're not
make
the
them
professional
work.
here.
The case design was later sold to another company who actually sold this as a PC case.
I thought I've seen them around.
That's what I was thinking.
No.
It looks like it's something
They
I've seen
sold
before.
the case design to some Chinese case company who actually manufactured.
It's like the
case.
Jaguar that is now made
They
for
couldn't-
everything.
They couldn't find
you know?
some CD-ROMs
Even
and
dental
floppies that were black also,
At the time, no. At the time, probably not.
or even silver.
And now, again, at the time, you got to realize
We used to spray paint them. They were like really. It was like
black.
$50
You
more
paid
for a
more for
color.
black. So no, I bet they went with what they can get their hands on in prototype purposes. So SCOM had already taken the OS and actually put SCOM on the copyrights because they own the copyrights at that point.
It's impressive.
It was a failed system, but it had potential. I mean, spec-wise, it was good. It would have run all the original Amiga stuff, so you would have had a big library to go with. Again, if SCOM hadn't gone bankrupt and they actually maybe got this to
that was
market,
the sign of a lost love.
it is. It could
sad.
American love story.
It could have been a good system. Not in that case, though. God, that was an ugly fucking case. Even for the time, they were.
I don't find the case offensive.
They were
think
trying
it's
to. They were
fine.
trying to make it look cool.
It's 90s. It's 90s aesthetic.
All right,
totally.
okay, maybe it is '90s aesthetic.
I mean, you gotta think.
yeah, maybe.
The
It would have fit.
Macintosh with its built into the tube TV.
Yeah,
it's coming
yeah.
out.
IMAX.
that's true.
I hated those things.
Yeah, the
it-
IMAX.
I
That's-
mean, it's almost as attractive as the next Cube. So
oh, that's a good point too.
come on, like it was the
looked
90s.
cute.
No, I actually did like the
doesn't look
next.
like
I
that.
actually okay. I did actually.
And there were actually some of those.
Looks like a
I
face
like
hugger.
the smallness of it. So
So that was that one. All
We
right.
also have to remember, like, I think a good.
So I
point
think
to
we're ready
bring
for
up
a
is the motherboard.
break.
a 5 minute, and then we'll
Yep.
get back.
So that about wraps it up for the Amiga Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Take another break.
We'll be back in a few minutes with the Action Gamemaster, and
The
let me tell
active
you,
action
you-
game master.
really want to be here for this.
Hey, I'm New Bet, the drunken babysitter, and you're watching Guys, Games, and Beer. Cheers.
And we're back with the second and probably drunker half
No, not probably.
of Guys, Games,
Definitely
and Beer.
drunker half.
We are going to talk about one more system.
The Action Game Master by Active.
Wait, the active Action Game Master.
These
Yeah,
guys,
Action.
Active Entertainment, were known for such great hits as Action 52.
Woo!
And the Cheetah Men series.
Woo!
Basically, in the late 80s, early 90s, when the NES was very popular, there were certain companies that would like to make unlicensed Nintendo cartridges. Color Dreams, which eventually became Wisdom Tree, for such favorites as, Christian Bible games, as like Super Noah's Ark.
Yeah!
So they made and there were other companies like Tengen, which made reprint cartridges for Pac-Man and things like that, and eventually were taken to court by Nintendo. But this was another one, Active Entertainment. They made a cartridge which was 52 games in one for the NES and eventually the Genesis. What they failed to mention is a lot of those games were very buggy, did not work, and were the most rudimentary pieces of crap you could ever get your hands on.
Woo!
I think one of the games was like Pong, and they had like a really crappy Simon remake or things like that.
Yeah, they really did.
I was actually going to get into the console here.
no, I was telling you to give the Periscope people a clearer picture.
Oh, wait a minute.
They've
Buggy
gotten a
or
half.
awesome?
I mean, again, it's a cool in theory, and again, it's a very big collector's item. The Action 52 cartridge goes for hundreds of dollars. The second one, obviously...
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things of history. And the Genesis one is obviously very cheaper. It's a lot cheaper to collect for the Genesis in general.
They say.
Buggy or awesome.
And the
Awesome.
Cheetah Men 3 only had 1,500 copies, so that's one of the holy grails of collectibles. So they eventually came up with this, which ended up never coming out, the Action Game Master. And it featured everything under the sun. It's pretty much like the Ultravision 2.0.
Oh, yeah!
This thing, it looks like somebody.
Ultravision handheld.
Yeah, somebody took two PlayStation Move controllers, aka dildos, and stuck them to a football. I don't know. I don't know who did the ergonomics or it looks huge. I don't know what they decided to do, but it featured the ability to play Sega 16-bit games, Super NES 16-bit games, NES 8-bit games, and then it had an add-on for a CD-ROM player.
I have a question.
Wait, this thing did everything.
It was a handheld.
It was a handheld that did all of these
with
things.
a CD-ROM add-on.
It had of course, it does everything, car adapter.
The heart of the
so you can charge a new car just like the Ultravision.
Yes.
Oh, I was about to say,
Teacher,
I
had a
teacher.
portable... What?
How many D-cell batteries and/or car batteries did this need?
They never said.
So last week, huh?
That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot of double A's.
Where can I make my hot pockets in there?
I think you fold it into the center there. And
Where's the
The
flashlight?
screen heats it up. It's a screen slash. It's a 3.2-inch color LCD / toaster. So apparently it was lightweight and portable. The thing is they never had an actual console, a prototype to show. They had a few showings at the Consumer Electronics Expo,
Which were a couple of rocks and some sticks.
but they never showed the console. They just said it was coming out, and I think people had kind of caught on because they knew about the Action 52 cartridge. I mean, there were obviously consumers who did not know and bought it anyway, but the stuff they put out was relatively low quality. So I think people were a little smarter onto this.
But
look at that
but
thing, dude.
those other things did actually come out.
Those actually came out, unlike Ultravision, which released nothing.
Right,
Can
these
we
guys
cut-
actually did release some stuff.
Could we zoom in on that car cord adapter?
Yeah. That little sperm thing here.
Yeah, does that not look like a butt plug? Does that not look like a toy?
Coincidence? I think not.
That looks like a vibrating egg.
All right. So, again, this was in the mid-90s here. They had a couple of titles under their belts, but never came to fruition. And I really think, I don't know why, but they kind of talked it up a little too much. It was promises they could not fulfill. And eventually ended up going under completely because this is just something they couldn't deliver on, especially at a decent price point or anything like that. And we already knew that the stuff they released was shoddy. Again, they hyped up their Action 52 to be, 52 great games you can play. You get so much bang for your buck and all that stuff, and it was barely functional, barely playable, and even the stuff that wasn't buggy still wasn't that great.
But it was going to have a TV tuner, though, too.
Yeah. So, again, this is...
Wait, that's not unrealistic.
I know, because Sega did.
Sega had it for the Game Gear.
and it was good.
It really was, actually. Yeah,
No, Cheetah Man 3 was going to be the premiere game for this, wasn't
Cheetah
it?
Man 3 was originally supposed to be the premiere game, never ended up releasing.
On any system.
Yeah, on any system.
Yeah.
Cheetah Man 1
really lost
and
out.
Cheetah Man 2, very buggy, barely work. And those were some of the better games out of the Action 52 cartridge.
So if you're looking at this system, the system's probably a good foot across.
Yeah, if you think that's 3.2
Right,
inches screen,
exactly. This
This
thing's got to
thing's
be
gotta
like
be
a
a foot
foot
wide.
across.
It's gonna be a foot
with
wide.
a little
Wait a
3.2 inch
minute,
screen
a
on
foot
it.
is like this.
Like
You're
a foot
talking
wide.
A foot and a half.
No, a foot. It's probably a good foot across with a 3.2 inch tiny little fucking screen.
How big was the Game Gear at the time?
The Game Gear was maybe 8
or-
inches. 8 inches.
But
Atari
still.
Lynx. Think
The
Atari
Atari
Lynx.
Atari Lynx was gigantic, okay? That was a fucking
That was
monster.
4 feet, right?
Yeah.
Widescreen.
Just ask your girlfriend. Oh, by the way, she's watching the show right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she's watching a whole different show.
But again, it's really kind of interesting to see these companies that probably do they promise that because they actually think they can deliver, or are they trying to scam scam investors?
Scam investors. That's the only way.
No, actually, I'm thinking because they unlike the Ultravision, actually had product. They had
No,
production.
Ultravision had a game.
Yeah, the Condor Attack. Come on.
Condor Attack was there.
This is
and
the exact
several
same
of its
thing.
games were in
They
development.
came out with a game, 2 games. They came out with the Action 52.
See, they got 2 though. They got
and then
2.
technically Cheetah Man 2.
And they
Right.
had a Vision.
And they had a Vision for a console. So this is pretty much exactly like the Ultravision.
And you know what?
This
Okay,
is
I
almost
guess
the
it is.
exact
I
goddamn
guess it
thing.
is.
I'm going to say, looking at it though, I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be
With the car
awkward
batteries.
storage or something like that.
You
But
think?
as far as actually holding it and playing, it might be more comfortable than the Game Gear or the Linux
Before-
or some of
Are you
Or-
those.
seeing these big
the
black
Lynx.
dildos on the side?
That's exactly it. They're the PlayStation.
They're huge.
Is that
Are
before-
you?
Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. All right, yeah.
That's like a 3-inch diameter. Come on.
After you shove
That's
that
where the
up your
batteries
butt.
go.
It's hot like a tuna can.
And then maybe that was where the batteries went. that actually kind of makes sense. That maybe that's where the batteries were at. So that
I imagine the whole thing is batteries just to power all.
Yeah,
but if you think about
Is this before or after you get ready?
Yeah, well, again, just remember what the same game gave you for batteries.
They cancer from the plastic.
Yeah, but I mean, like, really, there isn't. They kind of just disappeared. Like, they showed up at the 1994 Computer Entertainment Expo. They had their booth. They didn't really have any product. They showed their old Action 52 stuff like that. But they didn't have. They announced it. They didn't have any prototype. They didn't really have anything from there, and it just kind of faded out. I mean, like, but they lasted for a while. Like, they worked with like kind of computer accessories and stuff like that. They lasted for like another 15 years.
It'd be more fun if they had like a tragic story behind their vapor.
A tragic love story?
Yeah,
No,
like,
but
the company
An
went down
American
and-
tragic
the
love
company
story.
went
Kind
down
of
in
like Man in the High
flames, you know,
Castle.
and-
Kind of like Man in the High Castle.
To be fair, like, I think after a certain period of time, you smell the bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I'm thinking you're right. It's the same.
Well,
It was
like-
the same deal as Action.
As
The projected price was $500.
that's a good
Whoa!
deal. I mean, it's expensive.
Oh!
You're
Hey,
you can
play
play
every
Sega
system.
games, NES games, Super NES games.
But you get it right.
And I'm
It's the
pretty sure it
alternation.
hooked to a TV, so...
It didn't know it had a tuner.
Oh, well, but it hooked to a TV.
No, it does not say that at video.
I'm sure it did. And
It had everything else, Tom. It will have it,
Yeah,
damn
it had side vibrators, a toaster. I mean,
it. Flashlight, damn it.
You could play games and eat breakfast at the same
you
time.
know,
And pleasure
you
yourself.
could play games and it would rustle your jimmies, all for $500.
And those jimmies would be toasted.
Russell, your
But then you
toasted
realize
jimmies.
your
I
hair-
think we have an advertising
Yes,
slogan there.
that is the new tagline for this particular episode. It'll rustle your toasted jimmies.
Oh my.
I really hope there's
I'm
some guy
writing
named
that
Jimmy
down.
listening right now going, what the hell's going on?
as good as birth control.
Russell.
G2B.
Your toasted jimmies. Okay. All right. So I guess at this point of the show, it is time to pick which one of these three systems we would have liked to see come out.
Oh god.
Okay, this is gonna be an easy
This
one.
is so hard.
No, it's not.
it's totally
No,
hard.
No, I know.
For
which
you,
one I
it's
want.
easy.
I want the one that wrestles my toasted jimmies.
Yeah, my problem is, I mean, I look at
Okay, realistically, this one could have come out.
What's the name of that one?
That was the,
That was the Amiga
wait,
Walker.
the Amiga Walker.
Texas Ranger!
All right, so guys,
wow, that was easy for
so as much as the Panther sounded kind of good, the problem with the Panther is it was so concurrent with
It kind of came out.
Yeah, it was the
It almost
Jaguar.
did.
it was the Jaguar, exactly. Thank you. They really
yeah,
did.
but way too late. You know.
But on both systems. So I'm gonna
success
knock
is a
that
company
out of my
line.
running. So for me right now, it's between the Action Gamemaster and the Amiga Walker.
All right, Texas.
The thing is, for sheer insanity, I would go with the Action Gamemaster because
It will
I
sit
mean,
very
okay.
well next to my non-existent Ultravision. So.
That's true. It was
But-
Action Gamemaster. All right.
in reality, I would say the Amiga simply because it seems like something that could have been released. It could have been great. Also, I do like when companies, very comparable to now, when they try different things. I mean, think about smartphones. Smartphones, everything is literally the damn same. There's no difference between anything really.
Well,
anymore.
So when anyone
Really?
tries to
Did
do
you-
something innovative, I'm all for it.
Did you have a BlackBerry?
I did actually. I did have
we had
BlackBerry.
Do you
We
still
use BlackBerry
do you
toasters.
still buy
Larry,
BlackBerries?
I'm so
Larry,
sorry.
the other day.
I'm so sorry. Okay, no, that being said, you're right. You know something? I will. I'm gonna get. It's a
Amigas
tough.
were bold.
It's a tough call. They really did try something different. It's a shame the company went bankrupt. We had a lot of hope on this. I would have gone with the Amiga Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Because
I'm with you.
like
I'm
you
with
said
you.
earlier, it wasn't just that it had a weird case. You could literally just buy the equipment and put it into your own case.
Which was also a very clever idea at the time.
It was great.
Yeah, because it was beginning. That was the way the market was moving, and even they noticed that. All right. Okay, so I'm with Tyler. I would go with the Amiga Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
Mike.
Just go with Chuck Norris.
I gotta go with the Action Gamemaster. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't
It's
be.
Travis, right?
I'm pretty sure.
It plays everything.
I'd probably be an otaku with that thing if you think about it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Which? Well, all right, if you were old enough at the time and
Wasn't old enough at the time.
you were old enough at the time and you had the money, Which one would you have actually purchased?
Yeah, no, they were talking a price point of 500 and some on this.
Okay, guys,
Well, what was
this
the
is
price point of that?
imagination
Maybe
land.
1,000?
Stop stomping
Probably
on our
about
dreams.
1,000 for this.
Hey, I would wait until that went down to probably like 400.
Like I said, I would have gone this for sheer insanity reasons, but in actuality, I would go with me.
All right.
Because
so
this
you,
is
so
insane.
you're an Action Gamemaster. I'm sorry, a
Butt plug.
Actually,
Game Master.
all right, I've switched my vote. It has to be the Amiga Walker Texas Ranger because I know if this came out, it would be absolute shit. They promised it, and it wouldn't work. It would be Cheetah Men the console, and that would be awful. I would like all those things, but I know if it actually came out, it would be garbage, hot fucking garbage.
Comment for the Peanut Gallery. Cheetah men were lovers in a world that shunned them.
Oh! Hey. My Cheetah Man furry costume lives on. Okay?
All right, since
Sexually.
Travis said that, I'm gonna go with the Panther. Actually.
You're gonna go with the Panther?
Yeah, I just.
Yay!
Wow.
He gets turned on by furry cats.
All right, all right.
No, after Travis said there would only be Cheetah Men. That's all you get.
No, but he's
Wait a
probably
minute,
right.
now,
If it actually came out,
Yeah.
Wait, let's explore this a minute. Are you picking it if it had come out on time and
Promise what it
with
delivered.
and promise what it delivered, thinking that maybe it would have saved the Atari company? Is that what you're thinking?
No,
Oh, well, that would have been a good thought.
I want a box.
All right. Larry, how about you? What
I think we know what Larry's gonna pick.
I don't know. Well, let's find out.
No, no. I kind of just sold myself on the Panther.
That is
I
a
mean,
good
I
point,
love-
though.
Actually, I mean, there's two systems two companies I would have loved to have saved. I would have loved to, or at least two lines. I would have liked to have a console, Atari line. I would have liked to have saved an Amiga line. So it's kind of a draw.
What about the
you
Sega
know.
line? Did you say the Sega line?
We
What about my
talking
tan
Sega
line?
Sega in here.
Don't
I know. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
maybe.
good line. Good line to save.
It's
Good line to save.
next week. No,
All right,
I'm
all
just
right.
kidding.
First of all,
Sort of.
Atari and Amiga are good American brains.
They really were.
And they failed miserably.
America.
It'd been nice to save one of them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even if it wasn't through the Germans,
Yeah. Well.
which would have been an ironic twist.
Yeah, it would have kind of been an ironic twist. Yeah.
Had the Walker came out.
Now we just want to say Walker all the time.
Texas Ranger.
No, actually, I mean, I think my argument's good. Had the Panther come out when it was supposed to, and maybe it had changed the marketplace, and maybe it done history a little bit different, I guess I would have liked that to have come out.
Robbie even said that himself. If that come out at the time, like it would have been
Yeah.
really impressive.
Well, maybe
And
it
you know what, they
would,
could've
maybe
used
it
the
wouldn't.
same-
We don't know that. Tell
What do you mean? I mean,
Telly combust.
Yeah. Rob is so
Things
out
are
already.
valid.
Come
You know
on.
what? And you know
How
what?
you doing?
Telly combust into the multiverse after watching Firefly.
And possibly killing George Lucas.
Possibly George Lucas.
We'll see how they
playing
feel
the
about that.
Atari Xbox One because they bought Microsoft.
All right, Ben. Pick one.
I'm gonna go with the exact same thing I did with last week, and I'm gonna go with the one that promises everything, and they're going to deliver.
They're going
So
to
it's
deliver.
not-
I'm in the universe where that actually they weren't a terrible.
I'm
company.
pretty sure
They
even
gave
with the
me what
theory
I
of
wanted.
I
infinite
think you're
universes,
stretching the
this
fabric
doesn't
of
exist.
space-time.
Cheetah, they may have stole game, but damn it, Cheetah Men 1 and 2 were
Yeah,
the
fuck
best
those
damn
Teenage
games.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. Cheetah Men were the shit.
All right, Rob.
They're like Bubsy.
As much as
I love
my
that game.
as much as my love for consoles that just are horrific,
It was fun, damn it.
you know I love
Oh, damn it.
Cheetah
So
Cheetah
bad.
Man. It's just so
81.
epic in
wasn't
its
bad, but I liked
cheapness that I would have loved it, but in the end, I just think this was Atari's last great chance to make it. I don't know if Atari just wouldn't have made another stupid mistake right after. But I think if they would have released this, they at least could have made some income for a couple years.
And hell up.
And at least held up and made a better next-gen console. I think they could have at least stayed in the fight, but as it is, Atari they walked out. They just walked out of the gaming community, and it was too late for them to come back by the
They
time
were
the
the
Jaguar came
deadbeat
out.
dad of consoles.
Oh.
Damn,
Hey,
dude.
you remember me?
No, Danny,
I'm
no!
the Jaguar.
But I really kind of wish. I honestly
You're
wish.
not my dad.
I'm in a mood tonight.
You are, holy shit.
I honestly wish
I
all
like
three of
it.
these could have come out.
Oh, yeah, you know
All
something?
three of these this week, as
And
opposed
that
to
one
last
worked.
week. This week, I really do wish all three of these could have come out because I would have loved to have seen Amiga continue and survive. But I don't know if it would have saved them because I think Microsoft was so
Dominant.
at that point. They were
Dominatrix.
so. This was Microsoft's high point.
Whips.
This was
I
a
disagree with
Microsoft. This was a
This was just
Microsoft
before 95 came out, dude.
that still.
Or right after
That was
95
the
came
bomb.
out.
Yeah.
That was the.
This is a Microsoft that was still in full gear. This is not a weak. This is not the weak and sad shell of a Microsoft we see now. Not the post-Balmer Holocaust Microsoft.
Wow.
No, but
Balmer was a piece
lot
of
of
shit.
German
Let's just face
jokes
that.
in
He was
this
garbage. But you ruined that
I
company.
disagree with you. I disagree with you because, okay, it might not have sort of Microsoft still would have done its thing to some degree, but I think there might have been a place in it, and actually it's
It would have
competition.
survived in Europe.
It's competition.
Yeah, probably would have.
In the Eastern Bloc.
I think its competition was
It
actually
is
more
still
the
out there.
Mac, because its strength was graphics and sound.
Yeah, but they basically owned.
Europe was a weird
they had
place.
to bail
It would have
out.
survived in Europe.
They had to
I don't
bail
know.
out Apple just so they had a competitor. I mean, that's how dominant
I
Microsoft
know,
was.
I know,
God.
but I think you had insane loyalty.
You did.
That still lasts today, as you can tell for this podcast.
No butt hurt here.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, so
Any
you
old
have
hardware
that.
software has some weird branch of loyalty.
And you know, and
Yeah.
you think, oh yeah, okay, Windows 95 had come out and really kind
Yeah,
of
but
changed
Windows
the
95 was,
environment.
but it was still so far behind what they were doing by this point on the Amiga.
Yeah, and it's not like the Amiga, and the Amiga had an efficiency thing that it was like, when you had a program on the Amiga, it was a few K. If you had it on an IBM platform, it was a few
256,
megs.
yeah.
I mean, there was an efficiency to
512.
I
it.
don't think there's any argument that
I think people would have caught some of those things going on if there was.
the problem is that the Amiga already lost. It was the better machine. Don't get me wrong. I will argue that to the end. It was by far a superior machine. It had everything,
But it
had Commodore. And that was its real problem. Commodore failed the Amiga. And that battle was already lost. And sure as hell, SCOM, even though they were
No, big
okay-sized
company. Okay.
company, they were no Microsoft. They
But you
didn't
gotta
have the
understand, if
capabilities.
you're still in the game, you're still in the game. And
That's
that's,
true.
what
That goes back down to what you were
that's
talking
what
about with
Apple
with the
has
Atari
proven.
as well.
Yeah, but Apple.
If you're still in
Apple
the
got
game,
financed.
you're still in the game.
Apple got financed into the game, and Microsoft had a really serious grudge with Commodore
Yeah,
and
they
the
did.
Amiga line.
Oh,
Their
God, they did.
I know,
grudge
but-
was really ugly.
But
with them.
if they'd have spent more, if Amiga had existed, continually existed, and there were people still purchasing stuff, and they still had to make that fight. That's resources you got to develop. That if you got a free, that's not free air anymore. That's not running out front with
with
all of a
nobody,
sudden
with
you got
nobody.
dirty air.
But
Things start to change and dynamics start to change. Friends start to change,
SCOM
and you don't
wasn't
have
that company. Gateway was that company.
Yeah, Gateway.
Gateway was
was
the company that could
Gateway.
have done that.
When Gateway
was
once Gateway
that
was done,
company.
then it couldn't have happened anymore.
Gateway
I just
was
don't
that
think
company.
I-
and it was the right time for Gateway. They
Yeah,
had
I
a
know.
name.
If they would've
They
done
had
it.
the power. They really did.
Yeah,
They had the
could've.
bitches.
Yeah, they did.
If
My
Gateway
God. The coat.
had brought
Holy crap,
out
yeah,
the
those parties were
Walker.
awesome.
It's like
Yeah.
Scarface.
But that said, a dedicated Cheetah Man console
All right.
would have taken the world by storm.
On that
An
happy
Amiga and a cow cake.
All right, I think we better close this up. So, the general vote is, let's see, wait, show of hands for the Amiga. 2,
Yeah.
3,
Walker, Texas Ranger.
4. Okay, so 4.
it's over.
Show of hands for the Panther.
Yeah, 3.
3 for the Panther. So,
Suck it!
The Amiga
No, I was
wins
actually
this
going for
fight.
the action.
Oh, you are? No, so it's 3 to 3
3
with it
Dead
and
Heat.
one action.
Action Gamemaster!
All right, it's a fight to the death.
What?
All right,
Let's
Rob,
do
I gotta go break a bottle.
let's
Okay,
take this out
come in.
after you finish that beer.
All right.
That was your segue.
No, he said
out.
finish it.
I gotta go break a bottle. We're all peace.
Damn it. Battle Royale. Okay, so
Now that we've been doing this for a couple of weeks, people should start really kind of watching us on Periscope if you want to talk to us.
yeah, I would say.
So, why don't you go ahead and
definitely
step to the
abuse
camera?
us on. You can definitely abuse us on Periscope at www.periscope.com/guysgamesandbeer. Come to find out,
Who
you
knew?
actually can get to that.
Exactly. So if you want to talk to us while we're doing the show, join us on Periscope. We broadcast live on Tuesday nights. We usually start about 5:30, 6ish Central Standard Time.
Let's be fair. 6 is a little bit after 6.
Yeah, sometime around
It
that time.
depends. It depends.
I
How much desire?
That doesn't. All right.
How much desire Tom wants to get to the show beer?
Well, tonight was really strong. Okay.
We'll start broadcasting, but won't actually
but
record.
if
If you don't catch us there,
If you don't catch us there, Rob, where should they catch us?
You can catch us on Facebook, our very popular
The free
platform,
clinic.
which is
Holy
www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer, where we give away free games and we talk about all sorts of gaming related crap all day. It's quite a lovely little game.
And where else are we?
Well, we're on Twitter.
So, look, I'll tell you right now. If you come on to Twitter sometime tomorrow, there will be a free game. I always give away a game on Hump Day.
At Guys Games Beer.
Right. So, we are at...
So it'll be yesterday by the time you
I'm at
watch
like...
this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Never mind. You missed this. So
Or
there was
the
an
next day.
Our Periscope users. We're at 388. I would like to hit 400 Twitter followers tomorrow. So...
Oh, oops. I
good luck with that one.
Unfollow.
Fuck you.
Hit that unfollow. Also, if you'd like to send us an email, don't forget it's I'm drunk at guysgamesandbeer.net. This week we're gonna do a
Walker, Texas Ranger at guysgamesandbeer.net.
Yeah, you can do that one too.
Hey, if you're a Linux developer, we are going to be at Midwest Gaming Classic in April. If you have a game you would like to show,
That is retro themed because this is a retro gaming convention.
you should email retrorob at guysgamesandbeer and mention the game, maybe a link if you've got a downloadable copy of it that he can look at.
And we will put your game into the rotation.
Right, we're going to be
We
running...
got two machines running Linux during the show, two lovely laptops. But they match and it's pretty.
Linux, you can run that on anything.
Yeah, we're gonna run on a dead badger.
I'm good with that.
Also, let's see. We've got a ask for a shout out to Koodalot, the Foul Fleet by Application Systems.
Wait a minute. Who are we shouting out to?
It's
One more
Koodalot.
time. Face the camera.
I can't. I gotta read
Turn
it.
around.
Koodalot. Have you read this?
No.
Koodalot, the
Koodalot.
Foul Fleet by Application Systems. Set sail with plucky heroine Nelly Koodalot on a daring adventure to rescue a flock of birds
Wait,
hypnotized
wait,
by
wait,
the
wait, wait,
villainous
wait.
Baron Widebeard.
Oh, this is getting...
Hold on. Explore a charming hand-drawn world.
Widebeard.
Meet outlandish characters and face perplexing challenges in search of the treasure of the Seventh Sea.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I started out not being interested by the names, but that actually sounds kind of...
Nelly Koodalot, the Foul
I
Fleet,
keep rolling with
offers
this
full
Koodalot.
voice acting in English and German if you are a German listener.
Wow, nice.
With
I'm going
Escom.
Escom.
In this alternate universe where...
Yeah, with an incredible cast that includes the
Rat?
legendary Tom Baker from Doctor Who
Oh, you're kidding.
and Thomas Rayner.
Holy
Drama.
Ah.
The
Damn.
game also has text localization in French, Spanish, and Italian. You
Okay.
can check them out at nellykoodalot.com. We'll, of course, link
Yeah,
that.
we'll have a link on our website. It's nellykoodalot.com. Platforms?
Platforms were not listed yet. However, I would assume it is on your Windows machine, and I'm sure it'll be out for Mac.
Right.
But I will have those systems
But don't
listed.
you wish it was out for your Amiga machine?
Yeah, we will have links on our website. Definitely check the game
What a
out.
low blow.
And if you would like a shout out
Just
for
a
your
name like
game,
Nelly Koodalot. Come on.
yes.
Nelly Koodalot.
Oh, and if you would like your game to get a shout out horribly, Guys Games and Beer podcast, give us an email at sellout@guysgamesandbeer.net.
That's sellout at guysgamesandbeer.net.
Really,
Yeah.
you could do
Thank you very much.
anything at Guys Games and Beer and we get it right.
No, pretty much.
No, we set this up.
Yeah, we set that up. I'm right on that. Thank you very much for watching Guys Games and Beer. Don't forget to catch us next week when it's part 3 of the trilogy, the 2000s.
Okay, wait a minute.
A space oddity.
The final
We are
thing.
milking this topic.
The recoming.
All right. Later to all.
Go
Bye. Bye. Say goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Oh, look at all. Love you guys.